Welcome back, everybody. I'm Babyface P, and as you read in the title, we're talking about the AKs-74u, the Krinkov, the AKS-U, the Suchka, whatever you want to call it. This is that gun. Mine obviously has been upgraded a little bit. You can see it looks a little different, and we'll talk about each thing as we get to it. But you know, I was sitting, and as much as I rave about owning this gun and loving this gun, I realized that I've never done a feature-length video on this gun. So here we are. Let's talk about it. For anybody that's not aware, this is the AKs-74u, which means it is the short version with a side-folding stock. In the Great Mother Russia, this would be a machine gun. It would have a third position, obviously here. Can't do that. These do come with folding top covers. That is one of the great inventions of the AKS-U, having a top folder that doesn't move. And it does actually, if you put your optic up here like I have mine, it does retain zero pretty well, and we will talk about this mount shortly. Beyond that, internal-wise, from the trigger group back, pretty similar to an AKM, AK-74, any of that. All the trigger components would work. You probably can't see that. There we go. From the support trunnion, actually, to the trunnion back is pretty much AK-74. It'll use the same AK triggers that you get everywhere for all the other guns. If you have a side folder mechanism, it'll use the same. And I hate to say, but I think it's a 5.5 mil. Oh, where it's a 4.5. Man, I can't remember. The Russians did one, the Bulgarians did another, and I can never remember which is which. This is a Russian parts kit, by the way, for anybody curious. This is a 92 Tula parts kit. The main changes, obviously, are a short barrel and a tiny little baby piston. You can see that piston is real short. The bolt and carrier, as far as I'm aware, are AK-74, just the same. It's just the piston that goes in the front has to be shortened, obviously, for the shortened gas piston. And the barrel is a lot shorter. I believe it's an 8.5-inch barrel. So yeah, one of the things here with the AKs-74u that is kind of iconic on it is the pressure device on the front. This weird little doobob up here. Other than being a muzzle device, it also has a chamber. This whole chamber here is completely empty and works as a back pressure booster, or a pressure booster. And one of the problems that these guns typically seem to have is they are undergassed without the booster on it. So they're very sluggish without the booster. You put this booster on, it creates that little bit of extra dwell time, back pressure, and that helps the system cycle. It's because the barrel's so short, and you're basically tapping gas directly off where the bullet's leaving. So you have no dwell time. So that back pressure helps a little bit. Running this suppressed also works really well. And 5.45 in general, very gentle to shoot. So beyond that, this one does have a Zenitco handguard on the front. So if anybody wants to see what the Zenitco, this is the B11 Zenitco handguard. Personally, I love it. I am the type that loves running a forward grip on my guns. It gives you a good index point, and I like wrapping my thumb up over the top. So this works really well for that. So another cool thing with the AKs-74u is there's no latch on this side to hold the top handguard in place. There's actually a little piston that's in here that runs back and forth. When you close this top, it locks this in. It doesn't allow you to pull it off. You open the top cover, and this will lift. Well, the piston's out of the gun. The top handguard will lift right off. Kind of a cool little feature. Makes it a little easier to clean. You don't have to go stick in something over here to try to swivel it. And like today, we're shooting 7.6, highly corrosive. Normal corrosive ammo. Makes it a little easier to clean because you definitely want to try to get those corrosive salts out. So nice and easy, fits right back in. Make sure your bolt is forward and down. Put your spring in, just a normal AK-74 spring, AKM spring, same exact setup here. Goes in like you normally would, and then the top cover closes. Now, a lot of you are probably screaming, what is that? What is that bright, shiny silver thing on top? This is an RMR mount that I created myself. with a little bit of machining help, a lot of bit of machining help from Safety Harbor Firearms. I did the CAD work, Safety Harbor Firearms did the machine work, and this is the second prototype that we've worked on. There's a couple small adjustments we still need to do to it, but as you can see, it works great. It uses the same hole mounting pattern as a very, very popular Picatinny rail piece that would drill in and tap up here. Uses the exact same hole mounting, so if you have that very popular Picatinny rail that is permanently attached, basically you drill the holes and then put screws through the bottom. It's a very stormy design, let's say that. This uses the same hole mounting pattern, so it would fit anybody that already has that rail. I'm working on it. I'm trying to bring it to fruition. It works really great because it brings your eye line a lot lower. It's not, I'd say it's not even lower 1/3. You still can't directly sight through the irons, but it's a lot lower than anything else on the market, which was always my problem. So there's that. First, if there's enough interest in getting these marketed, I will do a run of them, get them out there into people's hands to test with, and if there's enough interest to move from RMR into other platforms, let me know. We will work on that. So there's that. Moving backwards, personally, I really like Magpool's SL grip. So that's what I have here in the back. Let me bring this to where you can see it. I really, really like the texture and the shape of the SL grip. That's what I run on all of my AR-15s, my SBR at home. I like it, so I picked one up for the AK. Love it. Totally love it. Anybody that's interested in upgrading their grip, which, by the way, the original AK grip still is great. I think it's fantastic. It's thin. I have small hands. It works great. This one has a little more texture. It's awesome. And the crowning jewel of the AKs-74u is the side folding mechanism. It makes this thing so tiny and so stowable. With a couple of these magazines, you can put this thing in a backpack. You could put this thing in so many different places, stow it under a car seat, and just have it if you never need it. Take it with you hiking, because it is actually a very, very lightweight gun. But all in all, this is one of my favorite firearms that I own. I have some top ones. The MP5 is currently my number 1. Funny story, I'm going to go off on a tangent. You can skip ahead about 30 seconds if you don't want to hear it. When I went to build this, I bought this parts kit back in 2014 or 2015. Put in the paperwork to SBR it and then started building it. I was actually looking to build an MP5, and I couldn't afford an MP5 parts kit plus the tools and everything. I already had the AK tools. It would be another $1,000 if I wanted to get the MP5 tools. So I found this for a good price at the time. It was $1,000 for the parts kit, which, whew, you know, it's crazy to think, but these are even more expensive now. Built it out, and I love it. I've always loved it. But now that I've built my MP5, which is back there, this is playing second fiddle to the 9mm because, Jesus, I love the MP5, and I always have. Full auto. If anybody wants to sell me a full auto or a sear for a good price, let me know, because I want one so bad. One day, maybe. One day. So anyways, there you go. I hope you skipped ahead to this part. So what do we have? Tiny little package, 5.45, which is my favorite rifle caliber. These are the commercial Bulgarian magazines. They seem to be holding up really well. I haven't had any trouble with them. They are not to the same standards as, say, a Russian Plum or a Bakelite or whatever, but they're really good. They're really, really good, and they're only 17 or 18 bucks a piece. I would wholeheartedly back these. So, enough talking. Let's take it to the range, open it up, and do some shooting. All right. New shirt, new day. Put some ammo down range, see what we got here. Yeah, there we go. Look at that thing. Let's do a little more, let's grab another magazine, do a little more shooting. All right, let's see here. Got a little bit more 5.45. Go on, you're gonna be deaf. Go on. Got a little bit more 5.45. I'm gonna shoot right past you guys, see if we can hit. I don't know if you can see that fireball. I need to do some slow-mo before the day's out to show you guys that fire. How much we got left? Yeah, let's do a little bit of slow-mo. See if I can catch that fireball. Hold on. Oh, well, there you go, everybody. That is the venerable AKs-74u. Super, super cool. You see it all over the place now. It's growing in popularity, and I love mine. I love this thing. Hope you guys like it. Plenty more of content on the way. We're growing like crazy. I thought when we were getting like 100 subs a day that was crazy growth. We're now getting like 1,000 a day. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So anybody that's just jumping on board now, thank you. That's so exciting that we're growing like mad. But just remember, I'm just a dude on the internet. That's all I am. Hope you guys like this. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you enjoy the stuff I'm making. Leave me a comment on it. I read everything that comes through. Every single comment that comes through, I try to read. Other than that, we got lots and lots of stuff on the way. We got another build coming up, PPS 43 maybe, once I get the parts in. We got plenty more firearms, maybe an 1980s Glock to look at. Might be a nice shotgun in the car right now that I'm going to film, so we'll see. We got plenty more coming though, so stay tuned. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.